Good morning, everyone. Chris and Tammy here coming to you live on the Friday morning. It is always exciting to share the opportunity of GotBackup. So we want to welcome you here that you're coming here live or after a recording. Feel free to post your comment, feedback, and if you like what we share, just hit that like button. Let's let the algorithm know that you like what we have, and then that will encourage others as the presentation will be presented to more people. So I want to welcome MC here. Great to see you from Texas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me go ahead and share the screen. And let me just change that over. Here we go. And Tammy, let's begin with how do we get introduced to GotBackup? So folks understand that like everybody else, we're starting from zero, and we've grown into a wonderful empire. So back to you.
Yeah, so happy Friday, everybody. Chris and I were introduced to this project called GotBackup, which is the umbrella of the parent company, Global Virtual Opportunities, which the owner of that company is a very, very good friend of ours for many, many, many years. We watch our kids grow up and now grandkids, all that stuff, right? So we've known each other for a long time. Chris and I have always had huge success building globally in the network marketing profession. And he contacted us a little over 2.5 years ago. And he said, hey guys, I don't know if you're open at all, but I just started this project. I'm super excited about it. It's already rocking. And I think might have been about 6 weeks in at that point. And we said, yeah, sure, we'll have a look at it. And what he didn't know is Chris and I were talking about finding something that was digital and that we can really build truly global. And so anyways, we looked at the information just like you're going to look at today. And we said, oh my gosh, we have to be part of this. So we've been running with it ever since. We've been building international markets with this project and absolutely loving it because it's an affordable product, number one. Everybody has a device or more. And everybody's filling up their devices. So for us, it was such a no-brainer to be part of this.
Absolutely. Hey, Gary, welcome from Ottawa. Hope you're staying warm. I know it was cold this morning. I think it was like minus 17 or something like that.
Wow.
By the way, this is in Celsius. As North America and Canada, we tend to be more Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Welcome. And Jacob from Ghana, great to see you here. Great to see you here. Absolutely nice to see you. And folks, if you're joining in here, let us know where you are from. It's always nice for the audience to see everybody coming in from different parts of the world. It's actually wonderful as we're doing business in so many countries. Now, back to the presentation here, folks. The reason, again, we got so excited as Tammy has added, the point is digital services, folks, is the way of the future. Everything is going digital. AI is absolutely going haywire. And we saw an opportunity where families could be empowered by a global opportunity that doesn't really compete in the sense that there's no cloud storage that actually offers a home-based business opportunity. So this is what makes it really, really attractive. And I know many of you are here for the same reason Tammy are here, is we want to add another stream of income to be able to live the life that we want to live, opposed to the life that we had to live due to the financial constraints, if you understand my meaning. So you can turn your dreams into reality, as Tammy and I have done. A quick example is we live in Canada during the summer, and when the winter arrives, we're there for just the beginning, which this year was actually early. The snow was there quite early, and then we celebrate the holidays with the family, Christmas and so forth, and then we turn around and migrate like the birds into Florida, which is something we've been doing since 2013. Now, again, folks, some people may say, oh, you're lucky. Well, it was actually designed because we made the right decision, such as what we are presenting to you here today, because you do deserve it. So, Tammy, let's carry on as to why you're excited about this.
Yeah, and Chris and I, for many, many years, we've always been passionate about empowering families, helping people generate an extra income stream in their families to be able to do whatever they desire. And I know that Chris and I are at that stage in our lives in our early 60s, at that stage where, of course, our biggest goal was always to build a lifestyle, but also legacy. You know, it's important to be able to leave stuff behind that's valuable that the family could use.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, we're super passionate about helping families do this.
Yeah, and when it comes to the 60s, you remember telling me, I don't know about you, but I used to think that 60 was old, and now it's like,
Mm.
I don't know, it's no big deal. It doesn't feel much different from when we were in our 40s, maybe a little bit, but you know what I
Hey,
mean.
Wally, welcome. I just noticed Wally hopped
Yes,
on.
Wally, welcome. So, folks, the company began in Gatineau, Quebec. This is when it all started. A little bit like Apple started from a garage, right? So, what happened is they had to move from their location in Gatineau, Quebec to Texas, USA, into a 10,000 square feet data center from the basement of a house because the bandwidth was required and the customer base was increasing just exponentially. And instead of me explaining this in details, let's listen from the owner of the company, Joel Thierry, on what he has to say and what's going on in the background. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure and how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room, and what we're going to do is we're going to take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I want to explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm going to code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security. It's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
So we just wanted to give you a small segment of what is going on behind the scene. Obviously, there's a bigger segment of that video. You can get right into the details that are available in your back office, which is available. I'm trying to find the link here, and I can't remember what it's called. Video team streaming. Anyway. So back to the presentation here, folks. What's happening is there's two global trends that we need to keep in mind as we move forward here. And again, if you want to be relevant in the future and you want to be profitable as time moves ahead, you tend to want to be in front of where the trends are going towards. We know the cloud storage is massively growing. We know that people are looking for different ways to earn an income stream, and they don't have that much time in their hands, where people are spending more time than they actually have to be able to earn an income. So how can we satisfy that? Let's watch these two trends. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. And we all know this is a massive trend here where everybody's got devices, sometimes 2 and 3 devices. We were at the Apple store yesterday and it was still packed, even if it's, in the month of February, and people are buying new devices. So what are they doing? They're filling up their devices. And that's why this company is so important to listen to and learn about, because the value is absolutely amazing.
And to add to this point, when you look at the percentage of global mobile traffic, folks, this is a ChatGPT report from a request I made from what is going on right now based on 2010 to 2025 at the time. 2026, we're just getting started, from 6% to 64%. This is massive, massive growth. We're in the times right now, folks, that there will be new millionaires created because of these changes, because of these trends. Look at the size of cloud storage market worldwide in 2022 to 2030. In 2022, it was $90 billion in revenue. In 2030, close to $500 billion in revenue. Now think about this. Put yourself in the equation. Think of companies like Dropbox, that has over 700 million users, where I don't know how many are active paying members. Let's say 30, 40, 50%. That's a lot of people. We're talking billions of dollars in revenue. Do you understand that if you're in a position with a company that provides you a way to earn this through your home-based business, think of the possibilities. Here's something that I think everybody can relate to.
Yeah. And like I said, everybody has devices, right? So, and we can do everything, well, pretty well everything on our devices. And because of that, we have them literally as close as possible to us as we go through our day and early evening. And it can be quite addictive, knowing that, there's lots of things going on our devices. So that's why this slide is there, because people are using them constantly.
Yeah. And the link I was talking about in your back office, it's called Extra Promo Tool, right under Digital Tools. And that's when you'll find the rest of the video that we were just showing earlier. So back to the presentation again, folks. Data loss is a growing concern. More data is being created more and more and more and more by the second. And what's happening here is 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their phone, which in this case, they might have lost their data. Think about 45%. How many people have lost precious moments, like a moment where the father or the mother took a selfie or a picture of their daughter or son being married, sharing some valuable moments that it's only you that has it on your phone. It's not in the camera of the professional that takes the picture. Think of moments like this. 5,700 screens cracked every hour. Laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. Having an insurance policy to protect your data, your precious data, that it is a Apple device or Android device or whatever else you might be using, that is very important. Here's something that I know everybody can relate to.
Yeah. And it's an easy conversation to have with people, because people are getting these messages more and more now in today's economy. So it's you have two choices. When you get these messages, your phone is filling up, you need to start removing stuff. And I know people are so busy in today's world, they just pay more. And that's why we want to share this opportunity with you.
Absolutely. And the second trend here, folks, as I mentioned earlier, is to earn another stream of income. 42% of Americans have side businesses. 62% of Gen Z, these are our children, in Tammy's age group, but we her kids are young adults right now. and some are, reaching their 30s. So think about this. They're all looking for ways to earn extra money. My daughter's an example. She's living in Paris right now, and she's there for 1 year. Where she's getting the money? Well, her business is online. So her income travels with her wherever she is. So what about the rest of the world here, folks? That is why what we're sharing with you is so important. And you can leverage these global trends with GotBackup. That's what makes it so exciting. So let's introduce the inline products that we have for consumers.
Yeah, I always get excited to share this slide because it's fairly new. Where Joel he has many packages to put together for businesses, that people who want to build a business online, people who want to be able to generate leads. Chris is going to go through it after. But I can tell you, most people are upgrading to this package. He's actually offering something else to generate more leads if you're a GotBackup Pro member. So we'll explain that a little bit at the end. But I want to go through the first, the initial package, which is how we learned about GotBackup, and most of you who are here today and looking at it for the first time. Well, GotBackup offers 6 terabytes of data storage. And on your account, you can add 5 additional, they call them sub-accounts, 5 additional members that have their own passwords. And you can decide how much storage you want to give per person with unlimited devices. All of this for $10 a month. When Joel shared that with us, I mean, the first thing that went through my head is every single family needs this. So imagine the opportunity here globally where families could have this huge value, because Chris and I, we were using Dropbox at the time when he was telling us about this. And we were both paying the $10 mark for 2 terabytes. So we're getting 3 times more value with GotBackup. And there's so much more that's available for that $10. Yeah.
And the value now, and I got rid of Dropbox, completely got rid of it. And I transferred everything into GotBackup. And Tammy and I have some virtual assistant that are working with us, especially as we're moving into the AI era. And everything is on GotBackup. He can turn around and upload videos and stuff on our drive, on our cloud. And we can put stuff on our cloud that he can share. So the collaboration is absolutely amazing. Now, to put that into perspective, folks, that every single tool, including the cloud storage, the GotBackup storage, VDuber, testimonial generator, memory place, email marketing platform, funnel builder, all of these are explained into many of the trainings. But the folks, you need to understand that each of those tools, VDuber is like YouTube, testimonial generator. If you want to have a presence online, you need social credibility. That will give it to you, because it's a link you can share with your social network for teaching. You're doing classes, you're doing courses, whatever you're doing. That is a great tool. Memory Place, everything you've ever taken, you can create a beautiful professional looking platform that people can click on the link on and see all the pictures that we're taking from whatever event you did, and you can make it available for people to download. Think about this with a QR code that everybody, let's say, went to your event, can scan that QR code, upload all the pictures from the event. Now you have not just your pictures, but the collaborated pictures of everybody that was in that event. Folks, that's powerful. Email marketing, folks. Your email list is your lifeline, folks. That you need to understand. And you need to stay in touch with your prospect. You can't turn around and not email people for over 3 months, because after 3 months, right, you're considered as a spammer. So it's important to have a tool to stay in touch with people, even to say, hey, how are you, whatever. And then funnel page builder, folks, this is important. I'll show you at the end that you have some pages that comes with the package. Now, if let's say you want to have your own video, let's say you wanted to point to different emails as people are opting in, or whatever it is that you want to do, different language. And each of those tools are independently coming with their own capture pages. What's a capture page? It's a website designed for you on the spot. The moment you sign up, it's all in there. It's just a fancy word, because capture means that you can capture name and emails to stay in touch with them, to continue selling or introducing them to what we have to offer. So making money with GotBackup, as we shift gear here, folks, it's absolutely amazing. Now we're getting into the second trend that people are looking for. Let's cover this and show you that this is really working. So there's people from France, from Ghana, from the USA, from Canada that have reached the double, triple, and the blue diamond level. This is real. This is people making real money. And we have here diamonds, and there's others that are not here that actually are doing phenomenal, doing great income. And some of them are actually kind of living the retired life, and they're just cashing in as the money comes in. They've done their work, and at the end of the day, you can't just start and stop. But in some cases, if there's enough leadership within your business, you can earn a wonderful residual income. And from there, you got the rubies. Again, there's more, and we'll be adding them as we keep moving forward. There's emeralds. I know there's new emeralds that just popped in from different markets. Because I'm not applying to the entire company, I don't have all of these, but as I receive them, I will add them to the presentation. Now, we also have sapphires. Sapphires, again, these are people that are starting to really climb the income possibilities because it opens up, and I'll share with you the benefits of that. And of course, we have other ranks that are not here, but understand that it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, folks, there are 7 ways to earn with GotBackup. 7 ways to earn. We're going to cover the first 3, and I'll just touch on the other 4 in a minute. So, Tammy, let's start with the very first one.
Yeah. So the customer acquisition bonus, this is when you start sharing your links with people, whether it's social media or you just run into people or you're going through your network. If they join and they decide to pay monthly, you're going to make 200% upfront. You can see the $9.97, so you would make $20. I'm just rounding it off. And if they decide to come in yearly, that is the value because you save a couple months of payments. And when somebody introduces a link, you get 50% upfront. I've never seen any company give that much money upfront. So it's amazing. And you've got 25%, and that is when somebody purchases some extra stuff. Absolutely. And then you have the pro plan. So if somebody joins your link as a pro member, you're going to make $200. The person who brought you in is going to make $50, and the one that brought them in is going to make $50. And the reason that they do that is because they want to encourage support, guiding people, teaching them, showing them the basics, or plugging them into the tools that are going to help them grow. And then there's at the bottom, you can see very small there, that's a customer. So we're just going to make a quick example, Chris, if that's okay. So if you have 20 people and they all decide to come in yearly for the family plan, you're going to make $1,000 in commissions. And if you had 20 people that just want to be customers and they just want the data storage, then you're going to make $50 ongoing every single month. And a pro plan, that's when it gets super exciting. If you had 20 people that signed up as pro members, you're going to make $200 per person. That's $4,000 in commissions. What would you do if you had an extra $4,000 in commissions right now? Put it in the chat if you want to play the role, because it's exciting. That's some really good money, and people are joining pro once they see the value, and it's got huge value in it. And then if they just want to come in and use all the tools, then they can do that, and you'll make $100 ongoing if you had 20 people doing that.
Now, here's what's really interesting, folks. That is the first way we get paid. Okay. That's how it starts. As people coming into the business, now you can get paid on the residual. This is the compounding effect. That's where it becomes attractive. Where you see direct and indirect, it's because you only have 2 teams, 2 sides. So if you bring 3 people, where does the third one go? Well, it has to go underneath the right side or the left side. So the fact here is that's why you see indirect in blue there. It's someone above you doing that same thing. Okay. So here's how powerful this becomes. This is what we call number 2 here. That's a cycle earning bonus. There's 2 tier 1, tier 2. All that means it's based on your rank. When you reach the platinum level, you move on to tier 2. Before that, you're in tier 1. And I'll explain to you exactly how that works. Okay. Step 1, you need to be active. That means that you remain active using the service, which, by the way, you're backing up your cell phone, you're backing up your data. Number 2 is you enroll 2 people, 1 on the left team, 1 on the right team. That's number 2. Once you've done that, now you move on to step number 3. You can bring in 6 people to your business, which many have bought even thousands, or you can make sure that you help those 2 bring 2 more each and continue the trend. you will reach the 6, which is really the right way to duplicate the business. And the other way also, or not the other way, but that what could contribute to your effort is someone above you that happens to be building a business that will sponsor someone underneath you, not because they like you or want to help you. They don't know you. It's because the system is designed that way, where you put it on the bottom right or the bottom left to continue to build the trend of your business. The moment that happens and you have 6, a ratio of 4 to 2, it has to be 4 on one side and 2 the other. That generates a cycle. And a cycle, and as you know, it's payday right now, where from the month of January, we're getting paid. So you can see what the value of a cycle is for a tier 1 or a tier 2. And the value of a cycle will be based on the company's profitability and on your rank, as I mentioned earlier. My question to you, and feel free to post it, how many cycles do you want? I'm aiming for 10,000 cycles. Okay, so right now we're passing the 1,000 cycle plus. Why is that? It's because we're constantly at it. We're constantly presenting. The other thing here, folks, is cycle matching bonus. You know what Tammy talked about? If you bring an example of 20 people, well, these 20 people, you have the potential to earn 25% when you reach the Sapphire level. When I say potentials, because some may work, some may not work. You know how it is. But some people will take that quite seriously. Let's say, for the sake of the example, 20 people do the work. Well, you have 20 people that you'll be earning 25%. You're not going to earn $1,000. It's the cap. So in other words, if one of your team members explodes and you're a Sapphire, and let's say you can earn 2,000, but you can only make 1,000 because you're a Sapphire. Now you move on to an Emerald. Now your 1,000 will increase if your team is really performing. That's how this works. Folks, look at the ladder up to $20,000. This is the potential that each of those 20s can reach based on their work ethics and level. But again, being realistic here. But the fact here is you understand that is the ladder. That's the potential. Okay, just go back to Dropbox. Once this hits momentum, and it will be a time, folks, that momentum will hit. I'm telling you, be prepared for rain. And the other 4, generation bonus, dynamic bonus, rank bull, and leadership. In fact, Saturday, we're going to be talking about some of those things. We're going to be talking about the compensation plan. You want to learn about the money? Show up Saturday. We'll talk about that as we end. But these are the others. When you reach the goal and above, then you start getting 4. And as you reach them to other levels, then it goes down to the other 4, which adds onto your income. Now, let's simplify this. What do you have to do to start making this a possibility? Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, it's all about keeping things simple. The simpler you create the system, the faster your business grows, because everybody can do simple. So basically, sign up, share your links. The first 2 people that sign up, put one left, one right. Chris shared you the 2-team structure. Continue sharing your links, another left, another right. And you teach that with every single person they come in the moment they come in. Because a lot of people that come in, they don't know what they're doing. So you got to guide them and show them how simple this system is. And then it starts to duplicate over and over and over again. That's how Chris and I have had huge success in our profession for many, many, many years.
Absolutely. And folks, here's how we get started. It is $20 a year. Now, if you choose the Pro, which we highly recommend it, it's $499.97. That includes 12 months of access to all the bells and whistles, including the $20. Now, that is hot. After that, when you renew on the following year, it's half of that. It's $199.97. Okay, actually less than half of that. $199.97 a year. And then you have access to all these wonderful things. Now, if let's say you want to start just with a cloud service, that's not a problem. Then it's $100 a year. Okay. Now, keep in mind that you can pay monthly, but you get a better price when you pay yearly. And also, it's a better business strategy because instead of dealing with and every month the credit card being dinged with a $10 fee or the $20 fee, well, you basically pay one time and then you qualify for the next 12 months to earn your commissions month by month by month. That's why the yearly package, by far, it's the way to go. But the fact here, folks, is you can get started. And of course, it's the enterprise version that you can use. Now, how many countries are we in, Tammy?
Well, you can see 164 right here, which is super exciting. We've been in the industry for a long time. We've never been in this amount of countries before. And again, it's a digital product.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's digital, you can be anywhere around the globe, which is huge opportunity for anybody who wants to build something online, especially even in your neighborhood. Because when we started this industry, I remember saying, well, I don't know people in this market. I don't know people in this country. But you start talking to people, they join, they happen to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. It can be that way, or it could be just random online sharing your links. And there's something new coming for those who join as pro members. It's powerful.
Oh yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. And the thing, folks, that the key is to stay with it, stick with it, and keep moving forward, keep evolving, keep learning. Folks, babies cry for it, adults die for it, and that is recognition for the achievements or whatever it is, right? That's just the way the world works. And this chart, just so you understand how your income is impacted, is based on your rank. And when you become a bronze, you sponsor one person. You become a copper. The copper, that is your business model. That's what you want to duplicate. Start with you. One left, one the right. Boom, you're a copper. The moment someone you brought in becomes a copper, you're a silver. You become a gold when you got 5 people you're sponsoring to your business and 3 of them have became copper. Do you understand the process? You become a platinum when there's 10 people you're sponsoring into your business. And you know what's really cool? These 10 people will qualify you for sapphire and emerald. But the difference, as from gold to platinum, okay, is you got 4 coppers. There's other little qualification that needs to be met, but they tend to be met by default by doing what we're explaining to you right here. As a sapphire, it's the same 10 people, but now 5, just one more has brought 2 people. In other words, they're starting to build a business. As an emerald, you got 6. Okay? So this is where it becomes really, really interesting, and you start benefiting from the comp plan. Let's talk about support so people can understand that we got your back.
Yeah, there's a lot of support, and in different languages as well. So you've got personalized referral link, you have your landing page, you have your email marketing system that is built in. Even if you don't know how to use this stuff, there's simple videos on the platform. Chris he's going to show you a little bit at the end. You've got marketing tools that are always evolving. There's one thing about Joel Terrier is he's always evolving as the owner of this company, which is phenomenal, because we've been part of stuff where the corporate members are just not evolving. And so it's important that we have that evolution, right? And then you've got regular presentations that are going on every single Wednesday night on the Global Virtual Opportunities YouTube channel. Is when the company's presentations are happening. Chris and I do them. Joel comes in as guests once in a while. And then on Fridays, as you can see here on our personal channel, we're doing a presentation. And we may change that in the future. We were discussing it, different time zone. And then team trainings are going on, which is really important to show up, to learn how to use the devices, how to set everything up, which is super simple, by the way, and it's automatic after, and how to build the business and how to earn your first $500. So let's get focused on you guys showing up for support. If you're evaluating it for the first time, before Chris goes into this segment, just sign up. That's what Chris and I did. When we saw the vision of where this is going and the timing of this couldn't be better, just sign up. And from there, show up and learn the very basics, which is exactly what Chris is going to walk you through.
So this here is basically your back office. Once you're signed up, you got your rank, you got your support, and you got all your tools over here. Okay. You got the GotBackup, which is a cloud storage. You got your testimonial generator. You got your memory place. You got your autoresponder. That's the email marketing system. And you got your VTuber here, which is the video streaming. And this link over here, the lead capture, It's how you communicate with all the leads that came from all the capture pages. Again, the capture page is just a fancy word for a website, from all of these different tools. And of course, you have here the custom funnel builder. That's to edit some of the funnels I'm going to share with you as you see fit based on your own video, language, and so forth. You got your business, you got your internal wallet. Again, these are all the things. But here's important. You got to join the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group and be part of the GotBackup community so you can stay in touch with what's going on. You want extra help at their service, a little bit more hand-holding. You can use the VIP coaching. It's basically $10 a month or $100 a year. And folks, Tammy and I have spent $30,000 in some cases. I won't even say the number because you get overwhelmed on all the knowledge we've acquired to be able to be the people we are, to have the income we are earning. All of that for $10 a month. It's a freaking joke. But the fact is we want to make it available. That's something that you can take advantage of. Now, going back to the tools over here on using this tool, very important. So this here is, for example, I'm using 67% of my cloud storage. Okay. Very important. You want to do, download the software for Windows or the Mac to make sure that you start backing up your computer. Once it's downloaded, you click one button and it says backup done. This one on the right-hand side, these are the apps for your mobile. You can notice here the App Store and the Google Play Store. You don't need to log here. You just need to go into the App Store, the Google Play Store, look for GotBackup, install it on your phone. Once you have an existing account, then the login credential that brought you here, it's exactly the same login credential you will log in into your app. And from there, boom, the backup starts. I highly recommend you watch these videos, especially this one is so it's just one button, but this one here, it's automatic, but Apple sometimes doesn't play well with others. And there's some tips to facilitate the initial transfer, especially if you have 40,000, 50,000, 70,000, some of you have 100,000 files in there. It's a lot quicker to deal with the tips that are in here to speed up the process. Okay. So that's where you wanted to mention. Now, when you click on auto login, it will take you to your cloud, which, by the way, you don't need to go to auto login. Just type in GBU cloud, just like you would do to your Dropbox, right? And it takes you right to your cloud. Once you've logged in the first time, it won't ask you again. These are my 3 computers that are backed up. You can see if I show my files here and I go under user, and from there, Christian Jagra, this is the root directory on my entire computer. That's the computer right here. Everything is in here. It's really, really awesome. If I want to go in and I want to check, for example, this computer here that I have in Toronto, Canada, which has been turned off on that date because that's when we left the country. Well, again, all our files are here. This is my drive C. And this is, again, these are all the files that are in this computer. Really, really cool. Now, you go a little bit further. Right now, you got your iPhone. Now, here's the thing. This here was my iPhone 13. Okay. Now I just bought a new phone. So now it's doing a backup of the new phone. Okay. Once this is completed, I'm probably going to get rid of that because it's obviously going to be duplicate, because what was in my iPhone 13 is in my iPhone 17 right now. So this is what's going on over here. So you can see if I go back to the original phone from really 2006 is when I started really taking, maybe more like 2009, a little bit late in the game, I guess, all the way up to 2026. You can see here that you have all the way up to the entire 12 months. And of course, 2026. Now that's going to stop because that phone has been used as a trade-off to buy to reduce the cost of my iPhone 17. So right now, the iPhone 17 is actually being populated as we speak. Okay, so all of this is happening. And again, you can turn around and change out by name. You want to make sure that it's descending. You can see 9, 2010, 11, 12, 13. So it's going back up. Really, really, really cool. Now, the other thing I want to share with you here, it's where if you want to collaborate and share, this is, for example, all these files, I can collaborate and share. Okay, give you an example here. We have a virtual assistant that works with us. These are files that I transfer. This is the person we're working with. That's my files. That's Tommy's files. So if I turn around and click here and I get this link, then I can turn on and give him this link. And then he can turn around if I activate the settings and he can upload these files. I'm just showing you folks here exactly what's going on with your cloud storage. There's so much and people just don't realize. Now, if I go into, for example, the reseller tools, okay, and each of those tools have these reseller tools. If I click on that, okay, these are the pages I was telling you about. We call them capture pages. There's a name and there's an email. So I know it may sound a little bit of a training, but I want you to understand the value that you're getting for all of this. Most people don't know. So this here, if someone wants to sign up, these here are the link where if you promote it on Facebook ads or Google ads, right? There's no videos here. You just go and get the information once you click on your link because you probably posted something. This is a great, that's product and business. That's just product for people to try it for 7 days for free without paying a dime. These ones, that's the one that I use on all my social media. And this one over here is absolutely awesome for someone that may be a little bit resistant to network marketing. It comes with a little back office with some trainings so people understand and you receive emails on that. So really, really cool what we have to offer here. So we can go on and on and on here, folks. Show up on Saturday so you can learn the ins and outs of the compensation plan. If you've learned and you know it, don't say, well, I know how. My suggestion is get the people that might be willing to sign up if they understood a little better how I can get paid for my efforts. So as we end, Tammy, any last thing you want to cover?
Yeah, just jump on board. Saturday, like Chris said, we're doing a training tomorrow. At the beginning, we always go through the very basics on how to get everything set up because so many new people are coming on board every single day worldwide. And then we're going to go into how you can earn income. So have a wonderful Friday. We're pretty excited. We're meeting up with old friends that we haven't seen in a while. And it's her birthday. So we're going to be celebrating her birthday tonight. So I hope you guys have an awesome night, a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
And bye for now, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.